Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our discussion today. We are asking a question many schools and parents think about. Are high school sports given too much importance? To discuss this, we have two guests with different views. First, we have Dr. Lee, an academic counselor. She believes schools sometimes focus too much on sports. And second, we have Mr. Carter, a physical education teacher and former athlete. He believes sports are very valuable for students. Each guest will give an opening statement. Then, we will have a discussion, and finally, they will give closing statements. Let's begin with Dr. Lee.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. It's important we talk about this. My main point is simple. I believe high school sports often receive too much attention, too much money, and too much focus compared to academics. The main job of a school is to educate students, to prepare them for their future jobs, or for more education. But sometimes, it feels like winning the next big game is more important than learning math or science. We see big celebrations for sports teams, pep rallies, and lots of news in the school paper about games. Do we celebrate the math club or the debate team in the same big way? Often, the answer is no. This focus on sports can distract students. They spend many hours practicing and traveling to games. This is time they could use for studying, homework, or exploring other interests like music or art. Then, there is the cost. Sports programs are very expensive. Think about the equipment, the uniforms, the buses for travel, maintaining the fields or courts, and sometimes paying coaches. This is a lot of money. Could this money be used better? Perhaps we could buy more computers for classrooms, update the science labs, or get more books for the library. These things directly help learning for all students, not just the athletes. Another point is the pressure. There is often intense pressure on young students to win. This pressure comes from coaches, parents, sometimes even the whole school community. This can cause a lot of stress and worry for teenagers. It can affect their mental health when they feel they must always perform perfectly. School should be a supportive place, not a place that adds too much pressure. Finally, the culture around sports doesn't include everyone. Some students are not interested in sports, or they are not naturally athletic. In schools where sports are extremely important, these students can feel left out. They might feel like they don't belong if they are not part of a team. So while sports can be good, I argue that we need a better balance. Education must be the clear priority in our high schools.
Thank you, Dr. Lee, for outlining those concerns. Now we will hear the opening statement from Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Ms. Evans, and thank you, Dr. Lee, for your points. I see things differently. I believe high school sports are incredibly important and offer essential benefits and life lessons that students might not learn anywhere else. First and most obviously, sports promote physical health. In a time when many young people spend hours sitting with screens, sports get them moving. Regular exercise is vital for good health, now and in the future. Playing sports helps students build strong bodies, maintain a healthy weight, and develop good habits for an active lifestyle. But the benefits go far beyond just physical health. Sports teach incredibly valuable life skills. Think about teamwork. In sports, students must learn to work together with others, communicate effectively, and trust their teammates to achieve a common goal. This is a skill they will use in their jobs and families for their whole lives. Sports also teach discipline. Students learn they need to attend practice regularly, follow rules, listen to their coach, and manage their time. They learn about commitment and responsibility to their team. And very importantly, sports teach resilience. Students learn how to handle both winning and losing. Learning to lose gracefully, to understand what went wrong, and to get back up and try again after a defeat is a powerful lesson. This ability to bounce back from challenges is crucial for success in life. Dr. Lee mentioned school celebrations. Sports also build school spirit and a sense of community. Games bring students, teachers, parents, and local people together. They create shared experiences and memories. This sense of belonging and school pride is important for a positive school environment. Finally, Let's not forget the opportunity sports can provide. For some talented student athletes, sports can open doors to college through scholarships. This can make higher education possible for students who might not be able to afford it otherwise. So I believe sports are not a distraction from education. They are a vital part of a well-rounded education. They teach lessons that complement what students learn in the classroom. They help develop healthy, disciplined, resilient, and team-oriented young people.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. We have heard two strong opening statements with different perspectives. Now let's move into our discussion. Dr. Lee raised concerns about academic suffering because of the time and focus given to sports. Mr. Carter, you mentioned discipline and time management. How do schools and sports programs ensure that academics remain the priority and study time isn't lost?
That's a fair question. Most schools and athletic associations have rules in place to address this directly. For example, many schools have academic eligibility rules. This means students must maintain certain grades, maybe a C average or higher, to be allowed to participate in sports. If a student's grades drop too low, they cannot play until they improve. This sends a clear message that academics come first. Also, as I mentioned, playing sports teaches time management. Student athletes have busy schedules with classes, homework, and practice. They quickly learn they must plan their time carefully to get everything done. This is a valuable skill for college and work. Coaches and teachers often work together to support students in balancing their responsibilities. Many teams even have required study sessions. The idea is not sports instead of academics, but sports alongside academics.
Dr. Lee, how do you respond to that? Mr. Carter points to grade requirements and time management skills learned.
I agree that rules about grades exist, and that is good. However, I think the issue is often about the school culture. Even with grade rules, the general feeling and excitement in the school often focus much more on sports achievements than academic ones. Think about the resources. The school newspaper might have pages about sports, but only a small section for academic clubs. The main school assemblies might celebrate championships, but not students who excel in a science fair. This culture tells students, even indirectly, what the school truly values most. And regarding time management, yes, some students learn it. But the sheer amount of time required for some competitive sports is huge. Practices every day, long bus rides for away games, weekend tournaments. This commitment can still take away significant time and energy from deep academic focus, even for organized students. It might prevent them from taking harder courses or joining other activities that support academic goals.
Let's turn to another point Dr. Lee raised, the high costs and the pressure on students, as well as the issue of inclusion. Mr. Carter, Dr. Lee suggested the money could be better spent elsewhere, and that the pressure to win is unhealthy. How are these issues managed?
These are valid concerns, and schools work hard to manage them. Regarding costs, yes, sports can be expensive. But schools often use fundraising activities involving the whole community, like booster clubs or special events. This helps cover costs without taking too much from the general school budget. Also, these activities themselves can build community spirit. On the issue of pressure, good coaches play a key role. A good coach focuses on effort, improvement, sportsmanship, and learning from mistakes, not just on winning. They teach students how to handle pressure in positive ways, focusing on personal bests and teamwork rather than only the final score. Of course, pressure exists, but learning to perform under pressure is also a life skill. The goal is to make it a healthy challenge, not a harmful stress. For inclusion, schools often try to offer a variety of sports, not just the most popular ones like football or basketball. There might be options like track and field, swimming, tennis, cross country, or even clubs for less competitive activities. This gives more students a chance to participate and find something they enjoy.
Dr. Lee, your thoughts on Mr. Carter's points about managing costs, pressure, and inclusion?
Mr. Carter makes some good points about intentions, but I see the reality differently sometimes. Relying heavily on fundraising can place a burden on parents, especially those with less money. It can create inequality if some teams can raise much more money than others. Is it fair that the quality of a sports program depends on how much money parents can donate or raise? Regarding pressure, while many coaches have good intentions, the win-at-all-costs mentality is still very strong in many high school sports environments. We hear stories about coaches pushing students too hard, or about communities getting angry after losses. This doesn't always feel like healthy pressure. And on inclusion, yes, offering various sports helps. But let's be honest, the major sports like football and basketball often get much more funding, better facilities, and more attention than smaller sports. The star quarterback is often more celebrated than the best swimmer or runner. So even within sports, there can be a feeling of inequality and exclusion for students in less popular activities. The core issue remains. The level of importance given to certain sports often seems out of proportion with the school's main educational mission.
We are nearing the end of our discussion time. I would now like to ask each of you for a brief closing statement. Please summarize your main position. Dr. Lee, you can go first.
Thank you. To summarize, I believe that while high school sports can offer some benefits, they are currently given too much importance in many schools. This overemphasis can take valuable time and resources away from academics, which should always be the primary focus of education. The high costs, the intense pressure on young athletes, and the potential for excluding students who are not involved in sports are serious concerns. We need to find a healthier balance. Let's support student activities, including sports, but ensure that learning and academic achievement are clearly recognized and supported as the most important goals of our schools.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Mr. Carter, your closing statement, please.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. I maintain that high school sports are not overemphasized. They are a crucial part of developing well-rounded individuals. Sports teach essential life lessons, teamwork, discipline, resilience, time management that students carry with them long after they leave school. They promote physical health, build school spirit and community connections, and can provide significant opportunities like college scholarships. While challenges like cost and pressure exist, they can be managed with good programs and dedicated coaches who focus on positive development. Sports are not separate from education. They are an integral part of it, contributing significantly to students' growth, character, and overall school experience. They deserve the importance they are given.
Thank you, Dr. Lee and Mr. Carter, for sharing your thoughtful perspectives on this complex issue. It's clear that finding the right balance between supporting athletics and prioritizing academics is an ongoing challenge for schools. We appreciate you both helping us understand the different sides of the debate, and thank you to our listeners for joining us today.